The Human Experience. Inside the Humanities at Stanford University. humanexperience.stanford.edu.
But that's enough to motivate the next thing I want to talk to you about. It's what I call the who am I problem. And I think a lot of this course has been about the who am I problem. By the who am I problem, I mean the problem of determining what I have lived as, what I am living as now, and what I seek to become. Or you can put it this way, how shall I represent my ever-unfolding life? So I have this life that's ever-unfolding. It's present to me as my life. But there's a problem. First of all, the future is not given to me as something automatically determined, so what shall I do? That's a problem. And notice, it's what shall I do? It's not the question from the third person perspective, what shall Ken Taylor do? Let's see, what shall Ken Taylor do? We could guess about that, but when I say, what shall I do? It's like planning my life, undertaking my life. And it's up to me, in some sense, to undertake my life. Lots of creatures don't have this kind of problem. Laura Carstensen in our psychology department, who studies the psychology of aging and is one of the world leaders, says in lots of her work that human beings are the only creatures that we know of who represent themselves as always located in a place in an unfolding life. That is, you know how long you've been alive, you anticipate your life going on for a while, and on this line, not just do you travel this line, because trees travel this line, trees age, rocks age, but we're the only ones that represent ourselves as aging. And because we represent ourselves as aging, we have a problem. We have to manage our lives as we age, using these coordinating self-representation. So we got this problem. What shall I represent myself? Via what representation shall I self-represent my unfolding life? How shall I self-govern this self-representing being? By what norms shall I live my life? Under what allegiances shall I live my life? That's given to you as a problem because your life is given to you as something not already fixed and determined, but as a project that you may undertake. Here's a claim. The who am I problem arises automatically, and that's why you're in this course, and that's why there is this course. It arises automatically for self-representing agents through the very exercise of their capacity for self-representation. The question always comes to you, who am I, why am I, what shall I try to be? Why does that question come to you? Because you have these self-representations that have this role of bringing your life together into some kind of whole. But they don't do it automatically. You have to do it. You have to undertake it. So I said, in what terms shall I self-narrate my unfolding life? And this lecture of mine is called The Narrative Construction of the Self. And by that I mean something like this. To narratively construct oneself involves the following elements. It involves having a conception of oneself as undertaking projects, as being up to something. I am up to this. I am trying to get to the store. I am trying to complete this exam. I am trying to pass with Stanford. I am trying to get this appropriate other's attention. So a conception of oneself as undertaking projects that function as one's own answer, one's own self-given answer to the who am I question, or what am I about question. And it does so by, it provides that answer, when we narratively construct the self, it provides that answer by providing some greater or lesser degree of narrative unity to the self. And it does that. It provides that narrative unity, partly by locating past, present, and anticipated future episodes in one's unfolding life relative to these projects that you're undertaking.
The Human Experience. Inside the Humanities at Stanford University. humanexperience.stanford.edu.